Hey y'all, what's up? It's Joy Kane, and this will be a review on Married to Medicine. So tonight was pretty much about he said, she said, recapping the whole fight, how everybody is still feeling about what went on at Dr. Aiden and Dr. Duncan's birthday party. So it started out with Carrie and Duncan, and I must say this was the most boringest segment in the whole episode. And I'm thinking that was really the only time that we even heard from Carrie and Duncan. I really can't remember if Carrie and oh right, they came in later at the Halloween party, but it was minimum. Their exposure was minimum at the party. But Doctor, they were on the phone. They were at Duncan's house or his building, and he had this opening, this space, and so they wanted to basically get Dr. Simone to sign on and to rent out the space. So they were on the phone with Dr. Simone, Carrie, and Duncan. So then, like Duncan mentioned Aiden, and like Carrie, the way her face, I mean, she's just so overly dramatic. But basically, Duncan was like, "Are we still talking to Aiden?" And Carrie gave the command that Aiden is enemy also because he is married to Mariah, and so birds of a feather flock together in her book, and she does not want any communication going on between Dr. Duncan and Dr. Aiden, and so. They cut to the next scene, which was Toya and what's Eugene. They were talking about the party, or the party that they're planning for, the Halloween party, the spooky ooky dookie whatever. And so Toya's definitely trying to outdo herself, and she's overdoing it to fit in again. I definitely see Toya as being the Tracy of Real Housewives of Atlanta, like Tracy on the Braxtons. I mean, she is definitely the wannabe. She is definitely like overdoing things just so she can try to fit in and just so she can have her time, and just she just overdoes things. And so this is definitely what Toya is doing, and she's planning this party, and they at the same time they're talking about Mariah and what's going on and why Mariah is the type of person she is and all of this. And so they're just going back and forth. Like I said, this whole episode is about like a bashing. It's like a bashing spree. Both parties, everybody involved is, just saying their feelings, telling their feelings on what happened between Toya and Mariah. And they are just, going back and forth through it. So I think it went to commercial. After the commercial, Mariah and Quad were together, and Quad's fashion is off the chain. Mariah's, hers is hit and miss for the most part. And you can also tell that Mariah's hair is missing from that part, from that fight, because prior to the fight, that little piece it looked a little bit fuller. So now it look a little scarce, and it looked a little over processed to try to dye it to match that that weave she got in her head, or that, because it's not a lace front. But I love how Quad reads like her text messages and her emails just in that voice, or she just really cracks me up. But Mariah was like, they were talking about the fact that Toya uninvited Mariah from the party, and so Mariah was feeling like she was feeling like offended that she wasn't invited to Toya's party, but I couldn't understand why Mariah would feel like that, knowing that you just got into it with this girl. So why in the hell would she invite you anywhere, especially to her house for a party? So I don't know. I don't understand why Mariah was so surprised at the fact that the girl uninvited her from her party. But so with all of that going on, they at this shop, this pet store shop, and Quad is something serious with them dogs. I promise you, she in there talking to that damn dog like the dog is gonna be like, okay, like I'm gonna stop, like she got really serious talking to those dogs, and I mean, so those dogs are really, or Kari and whatever, are really her children, because I mean she gets down like that with them. And so she's also throwing a party, a birthday party for the dog, for the puppies. And so this is also a charity event, and so that's why they're at this dog place also. So then after that, Simone comes in, and she, right in her little confessional shot, she's explaining why basically she has like super bitchy ways. But Dr. Simone, one thing I like about her, she is definitely funny, because some things she says in those interviews scenes are hilarious. So she killed me when she was talking to the lesbian who wants to get pregnant, and she said, like, I think she got an inkling about wanting to see how that D feel like, or to see what that dick feel like, or something like that. It was just Dr. Simone, she has those one-liners, and she's very funny. But all of them have a lot of one-liners that are really funny, because even with Quad is hilarious with Catch Fire, and when Mariah says, she must have checked her email. They all have these little sayings, and I forgot what they're called, but so. Anyways, they go to they cut. The next scene is with and I apologize if I'm saying a lot of but I'm trying to get everything out. But bear with me. But anyway, so the next scene is at Toya's house, and Eugene is looking like a fool in that broke ass Barney suit. And Carrie comes in, and originally what I was thinking was Toya, she comes in, she's saying, this is about the kids party, but she's talking about how she want to look sexy. I didn't understand that. And then next thing you know, Carrie walk up like very inappropriate with that little bit. I mean, I guess she little bitty, so anything on her gonna be little bitty. But that cat suit was very inappropriate, and so, but she even said like pin the tail on a pussy. And it was just like, okay, I know you mean like pussycat, but girl, some of that shit that comes off out of her mouth is very inappropriate. And then another thing I noticed is when Dr. Duncan and Dr. Eugene were in the kitchen, it was like their interaction there was nothing there. Like, do they even talk? Are they really even like friends, or in the know about each other? I don't know. It just seemed like it was a odd little tension or whatever between the two. And also with Dr. Simone, I don't know what she was wearing, but she looked a mess, and I wish that she did not wear whatever she was wearing. And so basically after all of that,